Festive season is already underway and could be the best ever for the auto sector. Stock markets couldn't seem to agree more, with the auto stocks hitting new highs regularly. With over 30% return on a year-to-date basis, the Nifty Auto Index is among the best performers this year, and all the 15 Nifty Auto stocks are also trading above their 200 days moving average. So what good news is this season about to spring in? Let's find out in conversation with industry stalwarts. Shashank Srivastava, the Senior Executive Officer of Marketing and Sales at Maruti Suzuki, and Manish Singhania, the President of FADA, joined right in. It's great to have you both with us on Business Today Television. Festive greetings to both of you. Mr. Srivastava, let me kickstart this discussion with you first. How has the festive season already begun for you, the fifth day of Navratris? The largest car maker of India you are. How have you seen, is it a dhamakedar start to the festive demand?
I would say it's not really a dhamakedar sort of start, but it's reasonably good. We are above the last year's numbers. Remember, the last year, the early days of the Navratra were actually at the month end also. And as you know, in the auto industry, the month end retails are really large because of closure of finance cases and other schemes which customers go for. So I think in light of that, it's been a fairly good start. And by the way, the festive season actually starts from 17th August in our countries, with the Onam festival starting in Kerala. That was 23% up. And I think going by the current sales, I would expect 1 million figure to be breached this season in the industry in the festive season.
All right, 1 million figure to be breached this festive season. That sounds good already. Mr. Singhania, welcome to you as well. How do you foresee the entire season's festive demand? Do you also hope to see some record sales by Indian auto industry this festive season?
Yeah, so definitely auto industry is on a bull run kind of with the start of festive season. As Shashank quoted, last month was Onam, and we had this Ganesh festival, and that responded pretty well, with overall industry growing by almost 21%. And for PV sales, the September month was ever highest retail for individual September month. So every month kind of in auto retail, there's a new record created, and every month, and in the subsequent month, that record is broken kind of. So it's all positive. I mean, supplies are better this time. Vehicle availability is good. A lot of things seems positive, and we are very optimistic about the festival season. That overall across segments, whether it is two-wheeler, has responded pretty well last month. It was not performing well, and dealers were worried lot in two-wheeler segment. But that also grew by almost 22% last month. So overall, a very optimistic festival season for auto dealer community.
Okay, optimism underway. Mr. Srivastava, let me come to you now. What new launches should we expect from you during the festive season? Something that the car enthusiasts are waiting with bated breath to hear from you.
Well, I think we are always very aggressive in terms of our new product introduction. And that's the reason why we have the largest portfolio. In fact, in the last year or so, we have introduced 4 new vehicles, and most of them SUVs, as you know, the Grand Vitara, the Jimny, the Fronx, and also the Invicto. So I think our push for increasing the product portfolio and upgrading our current models would continue, although I may not be able to give you the specifics in this forum.
Okay, no specifics right there, but I'll try to dig in further deeper as we go along as well. But Mr. Singhania, to you first then, initial trends, what are they telling us? Where is the higher demand coming in for? Is it for passenger cars? Is it for SUVs? Just like how Mr. Srivastava also pointed out that they're shifting gears to SUVs now, or two-wheelers. Where are you seeing higher demand spring up?
So, see, post-COVID, it's a dynamic turnaround for Indian auto market, especially in the PV segment. Everything has been, changed. The SUV market share pre-COVID used to be close to 15-17%. Now it has come up to 50 to 53%. So the choice of Indian consumer has totally changed. It is more inclined towards SUVs. They are seeking larger vehicles, more safer vehicles, feature-rich vehicles. That's the choice of Indian consumer. That's it. And that's a segment that you can look forward that will continuously grow and boom And if you look at the total bookings in hand with the dealers also, it is primarily 80-90% bookings are attributed towards the SUV segment only.
Okay.
If you recollect last year during Navratra and festive season, the bookings period had gone up to 2 years. Now it has come down to a reasonable level of 6 months with improvement in supply of semiconductors and vehicle availability.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to address the consumer demand better, and dealers are already carrying a very good paid up stock this time in anticipation of a good festival season. So you'll see a lot of activity happening in the SUV segment, and all I think with every OEM, whatever their top selling, top two or top three selling SUVs, they would really do good numbers.
I'm glad that you pointed this out, Mr. Singhania, because this is something that the car purchasers have been reeling under over the last 1 year. You know, waiting periods extending 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years plus as well. This is something that used to happen perhaps 2 decades ago when the production
Exactly.
lines were not as efficient. And, you know, when this waiting period will end is something that everybody would want to know. What is your insight here?
So I think waiting period are definitely coming down. We are on a positive side. Supplies are improving, but war-like situations like something that's happening in Ukraine now in Israel and
Yeah.
Gaza. So these things kind of disturb the total supply chain management and the arrangement of various. It requires almost 4,000 parts to make a vehicle.
Yes.
So there's a lot of supply chain management that is required. But what is good, the supplies are good, and this time during festive, with the improvement in supplies and with the improvement in paid up stock available with the dealers, consumer can also look forward to schemes also this time.
Okay.
Normally, last year we were not seeing any schemes for the consumers, but with the improved availability of the vehicles, definitely it is a good time for consumers to start getting scheme
Great.
on,
I will come to the
especially
schemes
the
and
entry
offers,
level
and because
kind
this
of
is something
segments.
that everybody would be wanting to understand. But Mr. Srivastava, I wanted to first understand from you as well on the waiting period first. You know, has it come down for most of your popular models? What is it currently, and what is the outlook? When will we see a reasonably lower waiting period for Maruti?
Yes, so I think, as rightly pointed out by Mr. Singhania, waiting periods have been coming down. In fact, from July onwards, when the semiconductor component supply improved, we have seen a decline in the waiting periods.
Yeah, okay.
We had seen actually for Maruti Suzuki, pending bookings going up to 400,000 plus mark. We still have a lot of pending bookings, almost
Okay.
2 lakhs 60,000 still. But but in the models where we were earlier finding it difficult to produce as per the demand, we have been able to increase that supply, and waiting periods have come down. It is estimated in the industry currently there are about 500,000 bookings,
Okay.
but it's still reasonable considering that retail in the industry about 300,000 or so every month. So you can, on an average, have would see a waiting period of about 2.5 months. However, there are many models which are available ex stock, and that's where you see a lot of sales promotion. And going forward, as the waiting period keeps coming down for the other models, consumers can expect, if the production continues in the same vein, to have better availability and lower waiting periods in the future.
Okay, let me now come to the festive offers. I was reading articles and reports suggesting even Maruti is offering great discounts this festive season, discounts running up to 65,000 for some models when you combine a lot of factors here. Tell us, you give us that clarity. How are, viewers going to be, gearing up for this festive offer this season?
Yeah, so I would expect that in this festive season, what is being currently on offer, I don't think offers will go up substantially from here.
Okay.
And the reason for that is that for certain segment of cars where we were producing more vehicles than what the demand allowed us to,
Yes.
we actually had already started giving a lot of sales promotion depending on the model and the inventory level. The sales promotion levels, just for the clarity for all viewers and for yourself, is basically a function of the excess inventory build
Yes.
up. And if the inventory has built up whether in the festive season or otherwise, you would see sales promotion coming in for us. In certain models, it has started a long time back because we could not produce some of our larger SUVs and other vehicles. And once we started doing that, because of the better semiconductor availability, we could modulate the production of those other models and hence the inventory as well. Therefore, I would expect the sales promotion levels to continue at the same level in the near future. However, as production keeps on increasing, in the longer run, probably in some of the models, you could see a better sales promotion.
Okay. Mrs. Singhania, what about the whole industry at this point in time? What kind of offers do you expect to be rolled out if they have not yet rolled out already during the Shara Diwali for the promotions as well? What kind of discounts can one hope for?
So I should say what Mr. Srivastava rightly said. There are a lot of vehicles, a lot of model available with the dealers in which you can really expect the offers. Schemes are basically on the models which are in a huge paid up stock position available with the dealers. So this time definitely I think more on the entry level model and sedan kind of cars which whose market share has been decreasing over month.
Yeah.
So these are the models where consumer can really expect good discount and good schemes from offered by the OEM. And wherever the inventory level is pretty high at the dealership, obviously dealer also pitches in some portion of his own kind of margin to increase the discount so that the sale can be expedited. So a good time for consumer across segment, but for high-end SUVs which are already in waiting and booking,
Yeah.
there are booking timelines available. The consumer should not expect a discount. Rather than they should book the vehicle timely if they want the vehicle timely. Otherwise, they would be kind of disappointed that
Right.
they have not got the vehicle during their Muhurat times or auspicious days.
Okay. Well, on that note, thank you so much, Mr. Singhania, and thank you so much, Mr. Srivastava, for being with us on this edition, helping us understand what do we expect from the larger auto industry this festive season. And again, season's greetings to you both. And we shall catch up again to understand more about how the sales went by during this peak period as well.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.